when you see the value in the premises that the let's say the Vedantist has, and then you see the value in the premises that the Buddhist has, you're free from the conflict. So before, when we were talking about the conflict that was taking place between the Hindu and the Vedantist and the Buddhist, and like the Vedantist would speak about the self-identity, the identity of the knower. Otherwise we couldn't account for the continuity of knowledge and be able to validate it. And then the Buddhists said, no. They said, the world is changing instant by instant. There is no identity of an I. There could be continuity, but no identity. Now, if we understand, let's say, another perspective, we take a point of view from Plotinus, or better still, right from one of the discussions Ramana Maharishi gave. If we think of it this way, if we think of the movie projector, all right, and on the one hand we have the reel with the film in it, which is being projected on the screen, okay? And every instant there's a new still being projected. All right. Now, within each picture that's being projected, you can take that as a position of the Buddhist. The Buddhist is saying, look, here's one picture, then the next picture, then the next picture. Now, within those pictures, where are you going to find a self-identical I? Because still A is different from still B. Still B is different from still C. So where's this I that you're talking about that's self-identical? Now, the Vedantists could come along and say, well, that picture there is being illuminated by the light which is in the projector. And it is this light which is always self-identical with itself, and which is the same light regardless of how often the picture is being projected. So one film could follow after another, and there is constant change. The world idea is changing every moment in time, all right? But the light that illuminates that, all right, remains self-identical. Well, if that's true, then both points of view are true, all right? And you have to see that if you take the premises of the Buddhist, that the world idea is in a state of high vibratory oscillation, changing from instant to instant, all right, then from that point of view, there is no identity. If you take the point of view that you're the light in the projector, which is always shining, regardless of what film is being played out, then there is an I which is continuous with itself. Right? So then both points of view are true. You have a knower which is self-identical with itself, this light which is in the projector illuminating the film. But the other point of view is true too. If you think of the world idea, all right, as a film, the oscillation from instant to instant of the world image, then within that, all right, you can't speak about there being any self-identity, and the world is in a state of constant flux. Well then, why can't you hold on to the two of them? The two views perfectly explain everything. And the fact of the matter is that someone like P.B. and Plotinus explains it that way. On the one hand, there is the soul, or the mind, which is self-identical with itself, always remains what it is. On the other hand, there is the content, the world idea, which is flashing into it from instant to instant. All right? Now, the soul tends to identify with the psychosomatic organism or a body, which the world idea contains within itself. All right? And now, since that soul or mind is identified with that psychosomatic entity, it takes itself to be an I. But the Buddhists would say, how could you be an I? Because from instant to instant, you're not the same. So they would be right in pointing out that this has no I. Right? But on the other hand, right, the Buddhists would be wrong if they insist that there is change without a consciousness which doesn't change but is aware of change. So the two points of view are not in opposition, they're complementary.